Coming off of a dramatic victory over the Indiana Hoosiers in Game 2 yesterday, thanks to the heroics of Kevin Williams Jr., the red, white, and blue of Samford U look to complete the series win today. It's a rubber match game between the Bulldogs of Samford University and the Hoosiers of Indiana University. From Jolie Griffin Field, and a good morning, James Hardy with you, as we bring you a big rubber match for both Indiana and Samford University. We talked about yesterday as far as how much would the Samford Bulldogs showed character and resilience, as well as just the tenacity to battle back after getting hit in the mouth in Game 1. And we saw what they did in coming back from a 5-0 deficit and pulling out a 6-5 walk-off victory in the bottom of the ninth inning as the Samford Bulldogs defense takes the field. Getting the start for the red, white, and blue of Samford U will be Stephen Jones, as he'll get his third start of the 2017 campaign. And opposing him for the Hoosiers will be Andrew Salfrank, a left-handed pitcher. We'll go ahead and take the timeout, and when we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and first pitch for Indiana and Samford on the Samford Sports Network.
Cheaper ingredients, we've made a lower cost pizza. Let's all celebrate with a slice.
I'm allergic to triangles, so...
I'm about to go swimming.
Oh, I just turned vegan.
I'm only kidding. I wouldn't make you eat that.
Just because it's cheaper doesn't mean it's better.
That's why all our pizzas are handmade with better ingredients.
Now get a 2-topping pan or large pizza made fresh, only $9.99. That's right, only $9.99.
We're more than a pizza company. We're a pizza family. Papa John's.
The road to Omaha begins in Greenville, South Carolina. The Southern Conference Baseball Tournament comes to Fluor Field May 23rd through 28th. Enjoy some great college baseball with a trip to the NCAA's on the line in a city the New York Times calls one of the top places to go in 2017. Get your tickets to the tournament and book your rooms in that Greenville today. Experience the games. Explore the city.
It's a big day for the red, white, and blue of Samford U all across campus as Scott Padgett's men's basketball team upset second-seeded Furman up in Asheville, North Carolina yesterday. They'll get set to face the number 3 seed ETSU for a chance to play for the SoCon Championship tomorrow. Tip-off tonight is at 6:30 Central Time up in Asheville, North Carolina, as Blake Gardner getting ready for that big game. Tell you, it's always a big game when it comes to March Madness and postseason time, as it's a bigger moment in recent years for the Samford University men's basketball program coming up, as they have a chance to play into the SoCon championship game with the possibility of making an NCAA tournament. Also a big day for Samford baseball, as they have a chance to get a series win over a Big Ten opponent in the Indiana Hoosiers after coming back from a 5-0 deficit. They scored 6 unanswered runs, including a 3-run walk-off homer in the bottom of the ninth inning from Kevin Williams Jr. As the Samford Bulldogs, we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, showed a lot of resiliency and a lot of grit as well in the victory yesterday. The challenge today, almost like we talked about Friday, how do they handle the success from yesterday and try and close this weekend out in positive fashion? Alex Krupa takes the first pitch from Stephen Jones for strike 1. Game time at 11:59 Central Time. Here in the Magic City, Alex Krupa, Luke Miller, and Craig Didelo, the first 3 batters in the IU order. Pop up to the left side, that will slice out of play, 0-2. The rest of the IU starting lineup, Ryan Feynman batting 5th. Also can't forget Logan Sowers in the cleanup spot. Feynman 5th, then Matt Lloyd batting 6th. And then the 7 through 9 spots, Matt Gorski, Tony Butler and Jeremy Houston. The wind in the 0-2. Foul ball left side. That will also get out of play. Also a big day on campus for the Gulf South Conference as UAH and Valdosta State playing just next door at the Pete Hanna Center for a chance to get into the D2 NCAA tournament. A bouncer to home plate, 1-2. Actually saw an old friend of mine from West Alabama days, Steve Moulton. That's the longtime voice now with the UAH Chargers men's basketball program. Saw him out in the parking lot about 30 minutes ago. The 1-2 is low, 2-2. I'll tell a few of the memories of certainly an interesting broadcast location I've had in the past up at UAH doing some West Al basketball games up there years ago. Liner, foul, and out of play. Defensively, by the way, for the red, white, and blue of Samford U, Kevin Williams Jr. in left field, TJ Dixon the center fielder, and Jordan Fusey in right. The 2-2. Low, 3-2. A good battle between Stephen Jones getting the start, as well as the leadoff batter, Alex Krupa. Infield defensively for Samford, Garris at third, Fryman the shortstop, Troy Dixon at second, and Edens at first as the 3-2 is fouled back our way as Anthony Mulrine once again behind home plate. Indiana won game one 10-5, got out to a 7-0 lead, and ended up holding on and extending on what was a 7-5 lead late. 3-2. Fouled off left side. This has been a great at-bat so far for Krupa. That's fouled off two-strike pitch after two-strike pitch, and is making Stephen Jones have to work early in this at-bat. Infield playing back as Samford wearing their blue tops today. The 3-2. Lined left side. This could be trouble as Williams Jr. going over, and that's foul by about 5 feet. The navy blue tops and the patriotic color scheme for the Samford font on the front of the uniforms and numbers as well. The white numbers on the back and the white pants as well. A sharp-looking outfit for your red, white, and blue of Samford U. We appreciate you joining us on our YouTube live stream for today. Another payoff pitch. Grounder up the middle and through for a base hit. Mark that as a quality at bat. I don't care who you're pulling for in this game. You got to give a tip of the hat to Alex Krupa there for hanging in there, grinding out that at bat. And that's a quality single if you'd ever find one, as Krupa leads off for the single. Now, Stephen Jones will have to try and work around that leadoff hit for IU as Luke Miller steps his way up to the plate. Miller 5 for 25 with a pair of home runs as he swings first pitch and comes up empty on the off-speed pitch, 0-1. 5 RBIs, 5 runs scored as well for the Indiana third baseman batting from the right side. Stretch for Jones. And the 0-1. Called strike, 0-2. Eric Gaucher behind home plate at first base, Chase Bennett and Brandon Schultz at third, our trio of umpires today. Infield looking for the double play up the middle. Jones comes set out of the stretch. His 0-2 just misses, 1-2. Tanner Cunningham got his first win of the season yesterday, only having to face one batter and getting a strikeout in the ninth for Samford. Stretch for Jones. Pitch on the way. Called. Strike 3 at the knees on the fastball as Miller goes down looking one away. Of course, the first strikeout of the day for Stephen Jones as he still has a runner at first base, now with one out, as the left-handed batting power hitter Craig Didelo will step right on up to home plate. Didelo playing in center field had a great game one as he was a double shy of the cycle, had a single, a home run, and a triple in Indiana's series opening victory on Friday. Stretch for Jones. Swing and a high pop-up, foul territory left side. Garris coming over, and he'll make the catch. 2 away. Talked about, once again, the grit and character shown by Samford, but this is the type of game and series now. If Samford can pull this one out, should be able to give them a lot of confidence and a great learning experience trying to build on, really replacing a lot of impact players from last year in Heath Quinn, Alex Lee, just among others. Also Hunter Swilling from the last couple of years, so you got a lot of impact players you're having to replace from really the last several seasons, as coming up Logan Sowers takes low and away. Not to mention Frankie Navarrete and Danny Rodriguez from a defensive standpoint. A lot of holes to fill, but a lot of promise being shown out on the field this year for Casey Dunn's squad. Strike call on the 1-0, 1-1. Logan Sowers, 7 of 40 on the year. Does have a home run in the series, however, and on the year in 4 RBIs. Bouncer foul wide of the first base bag, 1-2. Overcast but comfortable afternoon here at Jolie Griffin Field. We were originally supposed to start at 1 o'clock. That game time got moved up earlier in the week to our noon Central Time start. 62 degrees, our game time temperature. As the pitch gets away from Mulrine, as advancing to second base will be Krupa. So 2-2 now the count with a runner in scoring position on the wild pitch. Haven't had an opportunity quite yet to take a look at the numbers for Stephen Jones on the season as time is called. Looking for his first win of the season, however. Always a big opportunity, especially when you're talking for the smaller conferences, when you're in position to get a victory over one of the power conferences, as it is today for Samford, as the 2-2 is low and going and making off the break of the low pitch was Krupa, as he'll get into third on what will be another wild pitch. So 3-2 to Sowers as first base is open and Ryan Feynman is on deck. Wine in the payoff pitch. Low, a good stop for Mulrine as that'll be ball 4. 2 runners on now. Still 2 outs for Ryan Feynman. This has been an area where Indiana has excelled in all weekend long. They've scored all but 1 of their runs. 15 runs so far for the weekend. 14 of those have scored with 2 outs. That's another point of emphasis, I'm sure, for Casey Dunn today, and that's finishing innings defensively as Jones comes set, pitch on the way, swinging a high fly ball left field, but playable for Williams Jr. as he makes the grab to retire the side. Hit off the end of the bat there for Feynman as he flies out to left. For the Hoosiers, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. We're through a half inning of play. Indiana nothing, and Samford coming to bat.
Discovering new things is good. For example, you may discover that the best bank in town isn't a bank.
Human beings can be hungry anytime they please. Maybe you messed up and didn't eat enough lunch. Perhaps dinner is very far away. It doesn't matter. Come to Arby's and solve your hunger problems with dollar sliders, cookies, small-size fries, drinks, and shakes, each for $1 from 2 to 5 p.m., not a.m. Arby's, we have the meats.
Bottom of the first inning, Samford comes to bat scoreless in this one as T.J. Dixon, Brandon Fryman, and Kevin Williams Jr. will be the first three batters of the Samford order, followed by Austin Edens, Troy Dixon, and Anthony Mulrine in the middle of the order. And then the bottom third, Jordan Fusey, Ryan Crockett, and Taylor Garris, the bottom third of the red, white, and blue of Samford U's order. For the Hoosiers defensively, it'll be Krupa, the left fielder, Didolo in center, and Sowers in right. Along the infield, Miller at third, Houston the shortstop, Butler over at second base, and Lloyd at first base. Behind home plate will be Ryan Feynman. And the starting pitcher was a TBA coming into the weekend, but Andrew Salfrank will get the start, looking for his first win of the season for the Hoosiers, throwing from the left side for IU, wearing their crimson color tops with the cream bottoms. As the first pitch to Dixon in there for strike one. Dixon has hit safely in each of the two games this weekend. Strike call in the 0-1, 0-2 to T.J. Dixon. Has an 8-game hitting streak coming in to today's ball game. Line drive, look out over on the walkway left side as that goes foul. And also Brandon Fryman coming in with a 4-game hitting streak. A trio of 3-game hitting streaks as well on the line today. 0-2. Fastball upstairs, 1-2. T.J. Dixon getting the start in center field as he usually has for the last handful of seasons now. The 1-2. Lined right at the shortstop Houston, who makes the grab right off the dirt. One away for Brandon Fryman. Looking at the season totals for the starter today. Andrew Salfrank, this is his second start of the year. Fourth appearance, 6.48 ERA. 8 1/3 innings pitched, has allowed 13 hits, 7 runs with 6 earned, has walked 4 and struck out 7. Fryman batting from the right side, swings first pitch and bounces it left side to Millers. Fields and throws to first in time. 2 away. Not quite what you would call the Chamber of Commerce day weather-wise, but still certainly no rain in sight. Still a comfortable day to watch a ball game as the lights are on this overcast day. Kevin Williams Jr., who was the hero yesterday with that 3-run homer in the bottom of the 9th inning, steps up for the red, white, and blue of Samford U. Takes first pitch, strike call, 0-1. Had 2 hits yesterday, including that 3-run walk-off homer in the bottom of the 9th inning. He'll swing and goes golfing and misses in the dirt, 0-2. Already 5 home runs on the season, and we're just about to complete the 3rd weekend of the college baseball season. Already an impressive start for one Kevin Williams Jr. Goes in the dirt again and misses at the curveball. Throw will have to be made down. Close play at first, but the out is recorded as Kevin Williams Jr. strikes out. 2-3 on the putout. And that'll do it for the Bulldogs. First inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on bases. We're through 1. No score on the Samford Sports Network.
The madness begins here. Make sure you're at the U.S. Cellular Center in Asheville, North Carolina, March 2nd through 6th for the 2017 SoCon Basketball Championships presented by General Shale. You don't want to miss the action as your favorite SoCon teams compete for a championship and a berth in the NCAA tournament. Book your travel and tickets by logging on to SoConTravel.com or by contacting the U.S. Cellular Center box office. Madness begins here. Get your tickets today.
No score for Indiana and Samford. The winner wins the series as Indiana took game 1 10-5, but Samford rolled back for a 6-5 victory yesterday. James Hardy with you as Blake Gardner, normally in this chair, on the road in Asheville, North Carolina for a semifinal round broadcast of Samford men's basketball as they take on ETSU at 6:30 from U.S. Cellular Arena. The winner goes to face the winner in the other semifinal round game for the SoCon Championship and the automatic bid from the SoCon into the NCAA tournament. Time to flip the lineup card over. It'll be Matt Lloyd who takes ball 1 from Stephen Jones. Pitch low and away, 2-0. Matt Lloyd had a 2-run homer yesterday for IU. .214 for the season, 6 of 28, has 7 RBIs, however, in addition to his lone home run. 2-0 pitch, low and away, 3-0. Stephen Jones stranded 2 runners for Indiana in the top of the first inning, the 3-0. Just a little bit high, ball 4. So that is the second walk for Stephen Jones as second straight inning Indiana has a leadoff batter reach base. And that'll bring up Matt Gorski making his first collegiate start in his Indiana career. Gorski from Fishers, Indiana, Hamilton Southeastern High School product. He'll show bunt, gets it down to the right side as Jones fields and will underhand a little low, but a nice grab by Eden, says Gorski, hustling down the line. 1 away, 1-3 on the sacrifice as Lloyd to second base. That'll bring up the number 8 batter, Tony Butler. Butler, the second baseman today. 6'1", 198 pounds out of Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. A Madison College transfer. Also started his collegiate career for 1 season at the University of Virginia. Batting from the right side against the right-handed pitching Stephen Jones as he comes set. Nice stop by Mulrine as the first pitch. A changeup low in the dirt, 1-0. The Hoosiers, like they have the first 2 games, have a chance to become the first team to score first in one of these weekend series games. 1-0 the count. Jones comes set. The pickoff play to second, not in time. Samford coming in at 4-5 on the year. Indiana also under 500 at 4-5-1. The pitch on the way. Off-speed changeup in there. 1-1. The Hoosiers on a 12-game road swing to open up the regular season. They'll have 1 more road game before returning home next weekend. The 1-1 in there. 1-2. IU will travel to Evansville in a couple of days on Tuesday for a 6 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock Eastern first pitch against Evansville. They'll host Middle Tennessee next weekend for a 3-game series. The 1-2. High fly ball, right field. A little bit of carry, but Fusey will make the catch shy of the warning track. Tagging up and advancing to third base will be Lloyd. A productive out for Butler as he moves the runner, what would be the potential go-ahead run, into further into scoring position, 90 feet away from home plate. 2 outs, however, for Jeremy Houston.
Shortstop, number 1, Jeremy Houston.
And then I tell you, I wouldn't mind this trip now for Indiana. After their Middle Tennessee series, they go off for 4 games from the 15th to the 18th of this month to Hawaii. Curveball upstairs, 1-0. 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. Indiana at Hawaii in Honolulu. Off-speed pitch inside, 2-0. Jones tried to go with the curveball, but also missed inside and a tad up as well. Jeremy Houston, 265 on the years. He'll take a high fastball, 3-0. 265 for Houston, no home runs, but 5 RBIs. Infield playing back up the middle as Garris at third, a little behind third. 3-0 fastball inside half for strike 1. Three-one pitch, curveball outside. Ball 4, second walk of the inning, third of the game for Stephen Jones as we're back to the top of the order in Alex Krupa. Second time so far today that we've seen Indiana put runners at the corners. They did not score a run in the first inning as Stephen Jones worked out of trouble to begin the game, and he'll have to do so again here in the second inning with the go-ahead run 90 feet away at third. Stretch for Jones. Pitch on the way. Downstairs, 1-0. A look ahead for Samford baseball this week as they'll have 2 games with the Hornets of Alabama State, a home-and-home midweek for the Hornets and the Bulldogs. Pitch inside, throw down, close play, in time to retire Jeremy Houston. As Houston a little bit too far off of first base as Mulrine makes the perfect throw down to first base to retire the Indiana shortstop, and that's a gold 5-star play right there defensively for the Samford catcher. So that'll do it for the Hoosiers as Stephen Jones once again works out of trouble. No runs on, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. So we go to the bottom of the second inning, no score on the Samford Sports Network. James Hardy with you today for Samford Baseball as they're trying to win the series today against Indiana. Mandy Burford's Samford Bulldogs almost pulled out a big win last night against Mississippi State. Had a 5-3 lead in the 12th inning in Starkville before giving up a pair of homers and falling 6-5 in 12. I'll tell you how they're doing so far today as the first pitch to Austin Edens, high for ball 1. Samford leading 5-1 against UMass, bottom of the 5th inning in their weekend finale. Mandy Burford's squad will have the week off before going to Jacksonville, Alabama next week. High fly ball, right field, playable, however, as drifting over and making the catch is Sowers in right field. Check that in Oxford, Alabama. Playing at the new Chocoloco Park in Oxford, not too far away. About an hour's drive, maybe a little bit of change added on that as well. From right here in Homewood as they'll take on Jacksonville State, Eastern Illinois, Tennessee State, among others, in one of their 2 final pre-conference tournaments before beginning SoCon play in 3 weeks. Troy Dixon steps up and takes a first pitch strike. Dixon yesterday for Samford, 2 for 3 with an RBI. Infield playing back for IU, except at third as the curveball outside, 1-1. Samford still looking for their first hit, but we're still very early in this one, bottom of the second inning. The 1-1 upstairs, almost. In fact, it just does graze Troy Dixon, as he'll become the first Samford base runner with an HBP. Hit by pitch. Yes, now the go-ahead run at first base for Samford for what's been a consistent hitting this week, for this weekend at least anyway, Anthony Mulrine. As he went 2 for 4 yesterday, has hit safely in both games of this 3-game weekend series. Stretch for Salfrank. Runner does not go as the first pitch low, 1-0. Closing out the weekend all across the SoCon today as far as baseball and softball for that matter, as well as we're like softball, baseball about 3 weeks away from beginning conference play. Curveball low and in, 2-0. Would be a big series win if Samford can come up with the victory, especially over a power conference team in Indiana that's had some success in the Big Ten over the last 5 years. 2-0 the count. Hit hard into center field. Going back will be Didalo as he stops and makes the catch about 3 feet shy of the track. 2 away for Jordan Fusey. Fusey batting from the left side. 1 for 4 yesterday in Samford's 6-5 win. Troy Dixon still over at first base as Salfrank pitching from the left side will get his sign from the catcher Feynman. Stretch and the pitch. Curveball in there for strike 1. In the next half inning, we'll take a look at some scores from around the Southern Conference. Lefty against lefty in this hitter-pitcher matchup, rather, as the curveball strike call 0-2. Troy Dixon reached on a hit by pitch. Gets a good lead over at first. Stretch and the pitch. Outside fastball, 1-2. Outfield playing straight away for IU. Fusey standing tall in the left-handed batter's box. Stretch and the pitch. Fouled back our way on the curveball, 1-2. Both Stephen Jones and Salfrank going with off-speed pitches, the changeup and curveball primarily in the early going of this rubber match. Stretch and the pitch. Swing and a miss at the curveball as Fusey goes down on strikes. 2 strikeouts for Salfrank, and that'll do it for Samford in their half of the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base as we're through 2. No score on the Samford Sports Network.
I think we should have taken a left at the river.
Tarzan, no. Where Tarzan go?
Tarzan does not know where Tarzan go. Hey, excuse me, do you know where the waterfall is? Waterfall?
No. Me, Tarzan. King of jungle.
I know you wanted to.
If you're a couple, you fight over directions. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
You have to do that right in my ear.
Matt Waters helping us out as the producer for the Samford Sports Network today. And a big thank you to all of our Samford students for helping out this weekend. James Hardy with you, looking ahead to the midweek for your red, white, and blue of Samford U. They host Alabama State, weather permitting. There is rain right now scheduled in the forecast, but the game is on for Tuesday here at Jolie Griffin Field. First pitch is strike, as Alex Krupa will get in at bat. He was at the plate when Jeremy Houston was picked off of first base to end the second. Bouncer wide of the first base bag and foul. Alabama State comes up to Jolie Griffin Field Tuesday at 6 o'clock. And after that, Samford will make the return trip to the capital city of Montgomery Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Bouncer to the right side, slow roller for Dixon. Fields and underhands to first base in time for out number one. Good steady play over at second for Troy Dixon as one up, one down in the third inning for Luke Miller, who struck out looking his only time up. Next weekend, in fact, an extended home period for the red, white, and blue of Samford U. Next weekend, they'll take on Eastern Illinois out at the OVC. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 6, 2, and 1. Those first pitch start times is a pop-up foul and out of play right side. Samford really won't leave the state of Alabama for the next few weeks. As the 0-1, bouncer left side Fryman, Fields, throws to first in time, 2 away. On the 14th and 15th, Casey Dunn's squad goes over to Jack State for a 3 o'clock first pitch on the 14th, and then head down my neck of the woods to the new Sewell Thomas Stadium in Tuscaloosa to face Alabama for the first of two meetings. That's on March 15th at 6 o'clock. Then in 2 weeks, 17th, 18th, and 19th, Eastern Michigan comes to Jolie Griffin Field. Wind in the pitch on the way. Fastball outside. Now, still expect Blake Gardner to do all of those games, but the way Samford basketball's been performing, we'll have to put a TBA on that, at least officially, for right now. The 1-0 is low, 2-0. And, of course, we're all pulling for the red, white, and blue of Samford U later tonight. Jack State, speaking of which, the first team this year to clinch an NCAA tournament spot this year as the tournament champs out at the OVC. 2-0 pitch to Didalo. That's low, 3-0. Samford trying to win the tournament as the 7th seed in the SoCon this year. Wind in the pitch for Jones. Hit hard, and that'll be fair down the right field line all the way to the wall as Didalo will circle first and coast into second with a 2-out double. .30 pitch right down the middle for Didalo as he just had that pitch teed up for him and knew what to do with it as he hit it hard down the right field line and gets his first double of the weekend, at least for the weekend as well as it for the cycle, as he had a triple and a home run in addition to a single on Friday. He's in scoring position for Logan Sowers, who walked his last time up. Stretch for Jones, and the pitch on the way is upstairs with the fastball. 1-0 the count. Infield playing Sowers to pull. As Eden's about 20 feet off the line at first base. 1-0 pitch, fastball low, 2-0. Troy Dixon almost playing right behind the second base bag. Then you have at third, Garris playing almost no doubles defense. Stretch for Jones, the 2-0. Curveball high, 3-0. Ryan Feynman's on deck. Had a similar start yesterday. Both teams did not score for the first 3 innings. Stretch and the 3-0. Around the belt, strike one call. Stephen Jones has worked out of trouble in both of his first 2 full innings of work. Trying to strand another runner in scoring position. The 3-1 on the way. Instead, we'll have time called at home plate. Samford will not leave the state of Alabama for a game until late in this month when they go for a 3-game series, 24th, 25th, and 26th, up to Lawrence, Kansas to face the Jayhawks of KU. Here comes the 3-1. Low and outside, ball 4. 4 walks so far for the Samford right-hander, but none of them so far have come around to score as the catcher Ryan Feynman ended the first inning by flying out to left field.
The catcher Ryan Feynman.
Runners now at first and second base as Feynman stands tall. Bounces one foul wide of the third base bag. Ryan Feynman, the catcher for IU. 286 to average with a home run and 6 RBIs. Also has a double on the season. In fact, that double came, I believe, yesterday. The 0-1. Low and away. In fact, that double cleared the bases and scored 3 runs as part of a 5-run output to give themselves a 5-run lead for Indiana. The 1-1, swing and a miss at the off-speed pitch, 1-2. That was the 6th inning that Feynman had his big hit. That was before Samford came all the way back and ended up winning the ball game 6-5. 2 strikes with the 1-2. Low on the fastball, 2-2. Top of the 3rd inning. Indiana looking to strike first. The 2-2 on the way. Grounder up the middle, playable for Fryman as he'll toss over to Troy Dixon covering. That'll retire the side. 6-4 on the fielder's choice as Indiana comes up empty in the 3rd inning. Sowers retired for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. The Hoosiers have left 5 on base for their first 3 at-bats. Going to the bottom of the 3rd inning, no score on the Samford Sports Network.
At Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers, we believe in service.
Maintenance service, tire service, repair service,
and most importantly, customer service.
We believe in treating our customers with respect and integrity
while offering all the services you need for your car.
Most of all, at Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers,
we believe in keeping cars on the road, keeping families safe,
and keeping you coming back whenever the need arises.
No score for Samford and Indiana as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Andrew Salfrank returns to the mound for his 3rd inning of work as Ryan Crockett and Taylor Garris will get their first at-bats of the game, and TJ Dixon will get his 2nd at-bat as the 8, 9, and 1 batters due up for the red, white, and blue of Samford U. Samford softball tied up with UMass top the 6th inning. knotted up at 5. And the final game of the weekend for Mandy Burford's squad on the softball diamond over in Starkville as part of the Bulldog Slamboree this weekend. Ryan Crockett, the designated hitter, will come on up to the plate. Right-handed batter grounds one through the left side for a base hit. Crockett wasting no time as he saw a pitch to his liking, then hit it hard on the ground through the left side. Good aggressive hitting. Normally you'd see most hitters try and work the count, take a first pitch, but not for Crockett that time as he immediately jumps on the first pitch of the inning and hits it hard through the left side. So a runner on base for Samford. We got the number 9 batter, Taylor Garris, that I would bet will be turning around here shortly to bunt. And he does, left side foul. Looked more like he was trying to bunt to get on base than necessarily a sacrifice, but either way, it's a foul ball. Oh, 0-1, bottom of the third inning. No score as Samford getting their second base runner on, and also Crockett with the first hit of the day for Samford University. Saul Frank comes set out of the stretch. Taking high will be Garris, 1-1. Yesterday for Garris, 0 for 2. Also struck out once in his 2 at-bats. Takes the curveball upstairs, 2-1. Got maybe an opportunity for Samford here with the leadoff batter on base. Also the top of the order looming. And that's been hitting well so far this season. Saul Frank comes set. Bunt shown, right side a good one as Saul Frank will misplay the ground ball and everybody's safe. Crockett to second base. That'll be a sacrifice and an E1, allowing Garris to reach first base. So 2 runners on, nobody out. As for one of the first times this weekend, Samford University can set the tone for a ball game as they have a golden opportunity to take the lead early and be the first team to score in one of the 3 games this weekend. Indiana has scored, in fact, both games, the first 5 runs of the game, scored the first 7 Friday and the first 5 yesterday. TJ Dixon to the plate, 351 the average coming in. He'll show bunt and drags it foul down the third base line. Dixon hit it hard in the first inning, but lined out right to Jeremy Houston at shortstop. TJ Dixon, 351, no home runs and 2 RBIs. Crockett at second, Garris at first base. Saul Frank comes set at the stretch. Bunt shown and pushed down the third base line. A good one as barehanding Miller throws to first, and that's wide of the first base bag. Coming home to score, Crockett getting the stop sign around third will be Garris as into second base Dixon as Samford has a 1-0 lead. So a sacrifice and an E5 as Samford with the lead and an opportunity to pour it on here in the bottom of the third inning as the number 2 batter in the order, Brandon Fryman, to the plate.
Number 7, Brandon Fryman.
So Crockett scores. Garris to third. TJ Dixon to second base. As Saul Frank in some trouble, nobody out, bottom of the third, 2 runners in scoring position. Bunt shown and foul on a potential safety squeeze. Oh, 0-1 the count. The Bulldogs looking to In fact, also the Hoosiers as well, looking to go to 500 overall on the season with a win today. Saul Frank will step off the rubber. Infield playing back up the middle. Corner infielders coming in for Indiana. Stretch for Saul Frank. And the pitch on the way. That's upstairs. 1-1. Fryman leading the Samford Bulldogs in batting average, 394, looking for his second, possibly third RBIs of the season. Saul Frank comes set, the 1-1, grounded right side. This will get a run home as the second baseman Butler throws to first in time, a quality out for the red, white, and blue of Samford U as Fryman drives home his second run of the season. Garris coming home from third to score. Also, T.J. Dixon can advance to third on the ground ball and does so. Kevin Williams Jr. to the plate. Infield coming in for the Hoosiers as they're now down 2-0 in the third inning. Other than the walk-off home run, this is the first time that Indiana has trailed this weekend. As the pitch from Saul Frank low, and that gets away to the backstop as coming home Dixon to score from third, 3-0. The red, white, and blue of Samford U with the lead. And you get the feeling that the wheels on the Hoosiers bus are starting to come off as already 2 errors, a wild pitch, and a trio of runs have come home to score. For Samford in the bottom of the third inning as Saul Frank will now work out at the wind with the bases empty. The 1-0, fouled off right side and out of play. Kevin Williams Jr. leading Samford in home runs and RBIs with 5 homers and 10 RBIs. The 1-1 pitch on the way, bounced off the foot of Williams Jr., 1-2. Three runs on just 1 hit in the inning, thanks to a pair of Indiana errors. We saw Samford have issues defensively Friday with 4 errors, but only 1 yesterday. 1-2 curveball upstairs, 2-2. It'd be a big weekend series win. Would be the second of this season if Samford can hold on to the lead that they have now. The 2-2. Hit hard into center field, going back Didelo, still going back, and he makes a running catch along the warning track for the second out of the inning. Good first step for Didelo, as that ball was hit hard by Kevin Williams Jr., but right at Didelo for the second out of the inning. One of the hardest hit balls we've seen all game long so far, as Austin Edens to the plate. Austin Edens, 5 for 28 with a home run and 3 RBIs coming in. Takes just low. Edens flied out to right his first time up. The 1-0 pitch, taken low, 2-0. Infield playing back at all positions. Pitch on the way, upstairs, 3-0. No runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for IU. For Samford U, 3 runs, 1 hit, and no errors. 3-0 pitch, low and inside for ball 4. That is the first walk of the ball game issued by Samford. Still nobody warming up in the Indiana bullpen down the left field line. Is coming up. It'll be Troy Dixon, the number 5 batter in the order, who was hit by a pitch in the second inning.
The Bulldogs second baseman, Troy Dixon.
So Troy Dixon, the younger brother of TJ Dixon, will get his second plate appearance of the afternoon. Stretch and pitch. Curveball upstairs. Samford laboring his way through the third inning. Already 3 runs given up for the lefty. So trying to see how many of those are earned runs as a grounder through the right side for a base hit as Edens will make the turn and stop at second base. A single for Troy Dixon as the 8th batter of the inning, and the number 6 batter, Anthony Mulrine, has a chance to keep the rally going. Samford softball takes the lead 7-5 over UMass as they're still in the top of the 6th inning. Bases loaded with just 1 out.
Catcher, Anthony Mulrine.
Whitney Hinton hit her second home run in as many games. Hit a home run, a go-ahead homer yesterday against Mississippi State. Like Casey Dunn's squad, Mandy Burford's squad lost a lot of contributors from last year. A young squad on the softball diamond, kind of looking to find their way through the 2017 season. Mulrine will step in and take low, 1-0. Pitch count for Samford up to 43 pitches. And we're not out of the third inning just yet. Samford now taking his time and comes set. The 1-0. Good eye for Mulrine as he'll take low, 2-0. Outfield straight away. Edens at second base. Troy Dixon on at first base. Stretch for Samford, and the pitch on the way is taken high, 3-0. Now we've got some activity off to our left in the Indiana bullpen. Looks as if Cal Kruger getting up, and the right-hander will get up and throw some warm-up tosses in the left field visiting bullpen. 3-0 the count. Most likely would think would be the take sign coming up. The red light for Mulrine is the pitch. Down the middle, strike one call. He had a single, a couple of sacrifices, and 2 errors that allowed Crockett, Garris, and Dixon to reach base respectively, and all 3 of those have come around to score. Stretch and the 3-1 on the way. Fouled off right side. The runners will get a head start on the pitch as it's now 3-2 the count. The 11th game of a 12-game road swing to start the season for Indiana, trying to even their record at 5-5-1. 4-5-1 coming in for the Hoosiers. Stretch and the payoff pitch. Swing and hit into the gap in right center field. A long run for Sowers as he makes the catch to retire the side. However, Samford scored 3 runs, 2 hits. There were 2 errors and 2 left on bases. We're through 3. 3-0. Samford with the lead in this rubber match game between the Hoosiers and the Bulldogs on the Samford Sports Network.
Meet Pete and Paul. Twins so much alike, friends call them Pete and repeat. But Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama treats them as individuals. Each gets a health insurance plan designed to meet his specific needs. One is a self-employed entrepreneur, the other working for a large company. After all, no 2 customers are alike, especially in Alabama. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama. We cover what matters. Find out how we can cover you.
Samford Bulldogs with the lead as we go to the top of the 4th inning through the first third of today's matchup. James Hardy with you. We appreciate you joining us on the Samford Sports Network. Thanks to our live YouTube video stream for today's ball game. You can check out the archive version of this broadcast up on the Samford University Athletics page later on this evening in case you missed any of today's game or want to catch it again. I certainly would like to catch that home run ball from yesterday as Kevin Williams Jr. had the heroics for the red, white, and blue of Samford U, and it's looking good for Samford again, up 3 runs heading into the second third of today's game. Got to flip our scorecard over. Matt Lloyd, Matt Gorski, and Tony Butler, the trio due up, going against Stephen Jones for Samford. The 1-0 fastball outside 2-0 as Matt Lloyd walked his only time up. Jones works out of the wind in the 2-0. Fastball upstairs 3-0. Hasn't been a totally consistent outing from the mound for Jones, but he's been able to work out of trouble in each of his first 3 innings as he has 4 walks, according to my count, and now 5 as the 3-0 upstairs for ball 4. Second straight time that Matt Lloyd has reached on 4 pitches on a walk as Matt Gorski will get an at-bat. Gorski sacrificed his last time up. We'll see if he is asked to advance the runner on a sacrifice bunt here as Jones comes set. Gorski will take strike 1 call, 0-1. Lloyd gets his lead off of first base. Stretch and the pitch for Jones. Grounded up the middle, could be too. Dixon muffs the throw and then misses the throw over to second base as Fryman not expecting the throw. That'll be an E4 on what could have been a 4-6-3 double play, but Lloyd will go into second. First error of the game, second error of the weekend for Troy Dixon. So 2 runners on is now the tying run, and Tony Butler to the plate. Could see a sacrifice here. Still early enough to have a sacrifice for Indiana to avoid the double play. This number 8 batter Butler will turn and bunt and gets one, a good one down the third baseline. Garris will have to eat the baseball as everybody's safe. Lloyd to third, Gorski to second, and Butler on with a bunt single, his first hit as he's 1 for 2. So nobody out with the bases loaded for Jeremy Houston, the shortstop, who has walked and was picked off at first base to end the second inning. Third game of a 4-game homestand for the red, white, and blue of Samford U. looking to have a winning week as they won down at Auburn on Tuesday. Swing and a miss at the changeup, 0-1. 2 wins over Power Conference teams this week. Indiana and Auburn each for Samford University. Foul ball back to the screen for Houston. Infield playing back up the middle will gladly take 2. A 2 for 1, 2 outs for a run. Corner infielders playing just shy of the grass at third and first. Jones comes set, the 0-2. Almost in there, but misses high, 1-2. That time, Mulrine set up outside. The pitch came back inside. The 1-2. Good eye as the appeal down, and Bennett says that Houston did not go around. 2-2. Jeremy Houston looking to put his team on the scoreboard. Fouls one off to our right. Jeremy Houston out of Chicago, Illinois. Played his high school ball at Mount Carmel High School. A freshman, 5'8", 175 pounds. 2-2. Fouled off to the right side. Samford scored all 3 of their runs in their most recent at-bat in the bottom of the third as we're in the top of the 4th inning. The Hoosiers looking to get on the board. Tying run at first base. Lloyd at third base, Gorski at second, and Butler at first. Foul ball to the right side. 3 straight foul balls for Jeremy Houston as the count goes to 2-2. Jones looking for an out here as the pitch is fouled off to the right side. 4 straight foul balls as Jeremy Houston has had quite the at-bat so far. Alex Krupa had a similar at-bat to start the game and reached on a single in the top of the first inning. 2-2. Inside fastball, 3-2. Nobody out, top of the 4th inning. Outfield playing straight away. The wind in the 3-2. Hit hard into left center field rather as Dixon will go over. Should score the run as TJ Dixon fields and throws it into third base. As coming home to score will be Matt Lloyd to make it 3-1. Still take that if you're Samford, though, as a good fundamental play for TJ Dixon to prevent Gorski from advancing. So a sac fly RBI to center for Jeremy Houston. First out of the inning as time will be called as Casey Dunn will take his trip out to the mound. So runners at first and second base. The RBI for Jeremy Houston will be now his 6th of the season. Houston had 3 hits in game 1. A couple of RBIs, his 3rd RBI of the weekend. As we're back to the top of the order in Alex Krupa, who's 1 for 2. A single and also a ground out to second in his 2 at-bats today. Our next Samford Sports Network presentation on YouTube for Samford Baseball on Tuesday against Alabama State. 6 o'clock first pitch is Blake Gardner scheduled to have the broadcast of Tuesday and Wednesday night's games and really throughout the rest of the regular season as well. Strike call. Of course, after this one, our next SSN presentation, well, it's later this evening as one Mr. Blake Gardner getting ready for a big semifinal SoCon tournament game up in Asheville, North Carolina. The 0-1 is outside. I know I've had a good time as far as just being up here this weekend to call baseball, and I know having done an NCAA Division II tournament game in my past, that I know Blake has to be having a very, very good time behind the mic up with Samford basketball this weekend. 1-1 is a bluff throw over to second base. In fact, saw a fine Instagram photo of one Mr. Gardner talking with Wyatt Walker post-game after the Bulldogs' victory over Furman yesterday afternoon. Stephen Jones trying to work out of some trouble as he comes set. The 1-1 to Krupa. Taken low and away. 2-1. Also actually got to hear Blake for much of the first half yesterday, and I tell you, you do yourself a favor, at least for today. Get the video from ESPN3, turn down the sound, and turn up Blake's audio, even with the delay, because he's doing quite a nice job this weekend. The 2-1 is low and away. 3-1. I know growing up watching Alabama football back during my childhood, whether going to games or watching on television, or back when there were more just radio-only games, before the proliferation of TV games now, would always turn down the TV sound and listen to Eli Gold do Alabama football growing up. The throw over not in time, and the same for Alabama basketball when Eli Gold was still the voice of Crimson Tide Hoops back in the day. We, of course, appreciate you watching us all this weekend. It's been a good weekend for both Indiana and Samford on the baseball diamond. This is the 3-1. Hit high into center field. Is going back with some carry as T.J. Dixon stops shy of the track to make the catch. Gorski tags and will slide into third. And alertly going into second base will be Butler. Productive out that time for Krupa as he flies out to center field. So the tying run now in scoring position at second base, 2 away for Luke Miller. I've always liked to hear the radio broadcast just because I know we've got almost, especially when you get considered the power conference football and basketball games, almost always on television, but it's always good to get the throwback edition as far as just hearing the play-by-play announcer describe the action in detail. Strike one call. I know it's been a privilege of mine for a few years at West Alabama for a couple of years, and now doing softball games and some baseball games as well here at Samford University, as the appeal down to first off the check swing, and Miller did not go. 1-1 the count, 2 outs. Wind and the pitch on the way. Low and inside, 2-1. I tell you, it's been great working up here at Samford University with Blake, with Mike, and really with all of the folks here that've done a fantastic job and have taken care of me since day one. The 2-1. Inside, 3-1. No, I've met a few around Tuscaloosa, especially, that haven't been up to the campus here. If you have not, I tell you, if you have not been up to the campus of the red, white, and blue of Samford U, you've got to put that on your bucket list. Three and one the count, 2 outs, pitch on the way. Hit high in the air right field as Eden's drifting back. Shy of the track. Makes the catch, check that, Fusey making the catch in right field. Making the fundamental play there with the two-handed grab to end the inning. So that'll do it for the Hoosiers. There was an error in the inning along with a hit and a run for the Hoosiers, and they leave a pair on base. Indiana's left 7 on base, something you might want to keep in mind going down the stretch of this one. It's 3-1, Samford with the lead through 3.5 on the Samford Sports Network.
Red 97! Set! Red 97!
Did you say 97?
Yes.
You know, that reminds me of Geico's 97% customer satisfaction rating.
97%?
Helped by Geico's fast and friendly claim service.
Oh yeah, baby. Geico's as fast and friendly as it gets.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Right fielder Jordan Busey.
Third week of the regular season in baseball. Conference tournament time, as we've mentioned, for Samford basketball, is their run toward the NCAA tournament still going as they played the semifinal round later tonight as Jordan Busey stepping up for the red, white, and blue of Samford U. Busey struck out his first time up, gets ahead in the count 1-0. The pitch on the way, low and away, 2-0. I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, had seen a colleague of mine in my past in the Gulf South Conference out in the parking lot before today's game. The 2-0. Hit hard and high into left field, but playable for Krupa, who makes the catch. One away in a 3-1 Samford lead. Bottom of the fourth inning saw UAH play-by-play voice for men's basketball, Steve Moulton. That's also a sports talk show host in the afternoon drive up at 97.7 The Zone, a sister station to our Samford basketball and football affiliate. 91 won the game. I can remember several times being up in the crow's nest up in Spraggins Hall at UAH. Curveball in there for strike one, and of course you're pretty much, I'm sure you'd enjoy this play-by-play view, Matt, off to my right. You're up in the rafters trying to call a basketball game for that one, as that pitch is high. But of course UAH, one of the better Division II basketball teams in that division of NCAA athletics. Ryan Crockett at the plate will bounce one back to the mound as slipping is the pitcher, Saul Frank, as he makes the play over to first. Give him credit as he comes up a little gimpy, but I think he's okay. Weird little play that time as Saul Frank comes up off the mound, slips on the grass, but makes the throw from his bottom for the out. So Crockett's 1 for 2 as Taylor Garris will stride on up to the plate.
The Bulldog third baseman Taylor Garris.
I know Mike Grace has had some interesting views in his time of doing Samford football, basketball, and baseball over the last several years here in the Magic City. First pitch, a strike call. When you're going up through the broadcasting ranks, you have all sorts of interesting scenarios that you have to work around as a broadcaster. As the pitch on the way is lined into center field, that will drop in front of Didolo for a base hit for Taylor Garris. Garris on with his first hit of the day. One thing about, at least here at Jolie Griffin Field, you got a good view from where I'm at in the press box. You know, I've done a Division II game before where I've had to extend. I'll have to tell you folks, and I know our producer doing a wonderful job, Matt. We'll have to tell him of a nice little assignment I've had to do for pregame prep in my past. As the first pitch is low and a close play over at first base is almost sleeping on the base pads was Taylor Garris as he gets back in. Stretch for Salfrank, and the pitch on the way is fouled back to the left side. I remember doing a West Al baseball series not too far away from here up in Rome, Georgia at Shorter University, and having to do a game outside and extend a phone line into the home dugout in my past. Thankfully, that weekend was a West Al series win, as in Samford and Indiana trying to come up with a series win here as a foul ball and a bunt to the left side. But, you know, that's the fun part of just working your way up in this industry, though. I know it's still in my case. Blake getting a good start with his career as well, and once again, a big congratulations for him. Speaking of Mike Grace, taking over for Mike Grace in what was essentially a generational passing of the torch of the voice of the Bulldogs during the offseason. The 1-2 pitch on the way. As low as going to second base will be Garris, and he makes it in on the wild pitch. Blake now calling the men's basketball, baseball, and in the fall the football games. As not just the play-by-play announcer now, the voice of the Bulldogs, but also a red, white, and blue of Samford U graduate as he got the sheepskin over this past May. 2-2 the count now. It is TJ Dixon at the plate. Both Troy and TJ bat from the left side. Stretch for Salfrank, and the pitch on the way is lined foul down the left field line. And speaking of congratulations, a big congrats to the red, white, and blue of Samford U softball as they just end their final game of the weekend with a 9-5 victory in Stark Vegas over UMass. So Samford, with their 6th win of the season on the softball diamond, almost came up with a huge win over Mississippi State last night. The 2-2. Swing and a miss at the curveball as TJ Dixon goes down on strikes. That'll do it for the Bulldogs in the 4th inning as they get no runs. There was 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're through 4. Samford 3, Indiana 1 on the Samford Sports Network.
General Shale makes your great outdoors even better with big savings on its outdoor living collection. Everything you need to create your own backyard fire pit. Outdoor fireplace, General Shale delivers to your home and can recommend a contractor. Or offers easy-to-follow instructions to do it yourself. Save money now on backyard fun with General Shale's complete outdoor living collection. Hurry, your great outdoors is waiting for you.
Cruising along today in Game 3 of the weekend series, 3-1, the red, white, and blue of Samford U with the lead, looking for the series win, what would be their 2nd weekend series win of the season. James Hardy with you, thanking you for your viewing us all throughout the weekend as Stephen Jones tosses the first pitch strike call. Craig Didelo doubled his last time up. Wind and pitch for Jones as his pitch in there for strike number 2. Stephen Jones on the season 0-1 coming in. His 3rd start of the year with a 9.39 ERA. High pop-up foul our way. has been inconsistent, we'll say, with the control. 6 walks and 7 strikeouts coming in. 0-2. That's in the dirt and has had some issues with the walks today as well. According to my count, 4 walks for the right-handed hurler for the red, white, and blue of Samford U. 7 2/3 innings coming in. Had allowed 8 hits, 9 runs, with 8 of those earned. 1-2 to Didolo. Curveball outside. 2-2 rather. Sowers and Feynman also due up for IU. The 2-2. Swing and a miss as going down on strikes Didolo. Upstairs cheese that time for one Mr. Stephen Jones as he gets the K of Craig Didolo. 2 strikeouts on the day for Stephen Jones. Logan Sowers to the plate as he has walked both of his times today. Samford's infield playing back. Outfield straight away all the way around. Fastball low. Looking at this Samford baseball program, seeing a lot of potential young stars out of this squad with Williams and Fryman. Just a handful of those players, and Anthony Mulrine, another one of those that, I tell you, when you consider Fryman and Jones's prowess as far as their background and what they've done, it's the 1-1 just a little bit low. Mulrine, kind of that steady presence behind home plate that, I mean, when you take a look especially at the young man out in left field, Mulrine kind of gets overshadowed by his presence as a high fly ball, shallow right centers. That'll fall for a base hit in the Bermuda Triangle. Fusey wasn't able to come in and get it, and too far for Troy Dixon to go out and nab it himself, as that'll be a Texas League single in right field for Logan Sowers, his 3rd time on base. 2 walks and now a single for Ryan Feynman, who's 0 for 2. Got a lot of young teams on this campus as far as trying to develop into the upper echelon of the SoCon. Baseball and softball in that process, and men's basketball with Scott Patchett in that process as well. But I'll tell you, whether this season, today and tomorrow, in the SoCon tournament, or next year, I think some big things are on the way for Scott Patchett's red, white, and blue of Samford U on the hardwood. The 1-0, hit and run and a foul ball to the right side. I mean, they've already had a great weekend, no matter if they lost 100-0 on the floor tonight. But I wouldn't count them out tonight, though. ETSU, a good athletic squad, but momentum's everything. You got confidence is also everything, and I bet Scott Patchett's squad has got a lot of confidence and a lot of belief in themselves going into tonight. The 1-1 is fouled off to the right side. I know I'm looking forward to hearing the ball game and seeing the ball game tonight. Once again, Mr. Blake Gardner will have the call on the radio on the Samford Sports Network later this evening. 1-2 the count. Pitch from Jones. In there, called, strike 3 as Feynman goes down looking. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Stephen Jones, 2 away. Matt Lloyd to the plate. He's also walked twice today in addition to Logan Sowers. Lloyd scored the only run so far for IU. Got good pace going almost through the first half of today's ball game, and so far so good for Samford University, up 3-1. Stephen Jones, wildly effective so far. 4 walks and now 3 strikeouts and a first pitch strike to Matt Lloyd. Samford's 3 runs came in part due to 2 Indiana errors in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The 0-1 for Jones. Low, 1-1. First 2 games, high-scoring ball games, as 15 runs were scored combined in Game 1 and then 11 in Game 2 yesterday. Just 4 between the 2 teams in this one. Top of the 5th inning. Snap throw over to first, not in time. Stretch for Jones in the pitch. Swing and a miss at the high fastball. 1-2. Stephen Jones starting to settle in after being a little bit shaky through the first four innings. We're in the 5th inning. Has only allowed a run so far in this one. Stretch and the pitch. High, 2-2. Just 3 hits for Samford, but they've made the most of it so far. With a trio of runs, most importantly with the lead. The 2-2. Grounded up the middle. Fryman will bobble and throw to first. Close play and in time to retire the side. Good poise over at the shortstop spot for Mr. Brandon Fryman as he fields off the bobble and then makes the accurate throw to first. So that'll do it for the Crimson and Cream of IU. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base, as Indiana has left 8 on base so far. 3-1. Samford with the lead halfway home on the Samford Sports Network.
Game day brings out the best in all of us. Regions, every day is game day.
Hi, I'm John Imarino, Commissioner of the Southern Conference. With the full cooperation of our presidents and chancellors, the conference has created the SoCon Academic Exchange, a cooperative structure designed to benefit our academic efforts. 3 primary initiatives will be the collaboration of international study programs, a leadership development program to benefit faculty and staff, and an undergraduate research forum. For more information on the SoCon Academic Exchange, visit soconsports.com.
Halfway home in the series finale rubber match, as both teams, Indiana and Samford, have won a game this weekend. Brandon Fryman leading off against the lefty Saul Frank. That'll wind and deal the first pitch of the inning, and it's a high pop-up to the right side, and coming in will be Sowers to put it away. 1 pitch, 1 out, bottom of the 5th inning. So Fryman 0 for 3 with an RBI. 1 away for Kevin Williams Jr., who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and lined out hard into deep center field his last time up. Normally you don't expect a pitcher's duel on a Sunday in college baseball, but it's been that way, as Stephen Jones eligible for the win with just 1 run allowed in 5 innings. First pitch is a strike call. 0-1. Outfield straight away. Lights have been on for the entirety of this ball game. The 0-1, way high. I think that just slipped out of Saul Frank's hand. 1-1. Kevin Williams Jr., 11 hits so far on the year. Looking for his first today. Takes the overhand curveball, strike 2. That 12 to 6 o'clock curveball. A beauty from Mr. Saul Frank. 1-2 the count. 1 out. Time called at home plate. almost time to take a look at our scores from around the SoCon. As the pitch called strike 3 at the knees as Williams Jr. goes down looking. 2 away. 3 strikeouts, at least according to my scorecard for Saul Frank. 2 away for Austin Edens, who has walked and also flied out today. Austin Edens comes up with nobody on base. Pitch on the way. Hit hard left side and through for the base hit. Had mentioned at the beginning of the weekend that Austin Edens had taken some time due to some of his struggles early on at the plate. Put a little extra practice with Casey Dunn in the batting cage, and it looks as if it's starting to pay off, as that is his 3rd hit of the weekend. Has hit safely in every game so far, and also, remember, hit his first homer of the season opposite way yesterday to get the rally started. Troy Dixon has reached base twice, including a hit by pitch and a single. Hits it hard into right field, but right at Sowers, who's positioned perfectly for the grab. And the inning comes to a conclusion. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're through 5, 3-1. Samford with the lead on the Samford Sports Network.
Cheaper ingredients, we've made a lower cost pizza. Let's all celebrate with a slice.
I'm allergic to triangles, so...
I'm about to go swimming.
Oh, I just turned vegan.
I'm only kidding. I wouldn't make you eat that.
Just because it's cheaper doesn't mean it's better.
That's why all our pizzas are handmade with better ingredients.
Now get a 2-topping pan or large pizza made fresh, only $9.99. That's right, only $9.99.
We're more than a pizza company. We're a pizza family. Papa John's.
We're in the top of the 6th inning here at Jolie Griffin Field. So far, a comfortable afternoon weather-wise, and a good afternoon for the Samford Bulldogs as they're up 3-1, looking to win the series over the Indiana Hoosiers out of the Big Ten. James Hardy with you, filling in for one Blake Gardner, who's getting ready and geared up and ready to go for a big night at 6:30, the tip-off. Final game of 2 semifinal games in the SoCon tournament as the Samford Bulldogs, the red, white, and blue, looking to fly high in Asheville, North Carolina for a 3rd straight game, will take on ETSU. So we'll have a new pitcher for Samford University, as Stephen Jones eligible for the win after 5 innings of just 1-run ball, as he allowed just a run. Has a chance for his first win of the season. Aaron Baldwin coming on for his 4th appearance, 1-0 the record. 2 1/3 innings pitched, has allowed 2 hits, 4 runs, all earned with 6 walks and 2 strikeouts. A big opportunity for him to establish himself in the bullpen, as well as he comes on with a 2-run lead. And he'll face the bottom 3rd of the order, true freshman Matt Gorski, the DH, coming up for the Indiana Hoosiers. Takes the first pitch, a strike call. A big day for Gorski, making his first ever collegiate start as a Hoosier. The 0-1, grounded right side and through for the base hit as Gorski gets on with his first hit of the day. He is 1 for 2 with a sacrifice. Tony Butler to the plate. Also 1 for 2 with a single and also a fly out to right. So it's going to be up to the bullpen for Samford to preserve the lead and also take the Bulldogs home to a possible series win. Butler a single and a fly out to right. Stretch for Baldwin. His pitch, that's upstairs. High fastball, 1-0. Gorski gets his lead over at first. Stretch. And the pitch is hit high, but foul left side and out of play. We'll be back with you on Tuesday for a 6 o'clock first pitch against Alabama State for the next Samford baseball presentation here on YouTube. I'll be back with you no later than about, a week and a half for Samford softball against Western Kentucky on the 14th of March. Stretch and the pitch for Baldwin. That's low. Gets away briefly as Gorski races down and gets to second base on what will be a wild pitch. Count goes to 2-1. Nobody out, top of the 6th inning. Stretch in the pitch. Hit high down the right field line is Fusey making a long run. He dives, just comes up short. A foul ball, 2-2. Samford with the 2-run lead. 3 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. 1 run, 5 hits, and a pair of errors for Indiana that have been the difference so far today in allowing a trio of runs to score in the bottom of the 3rd for Samford. Baldwin will reestablish his position on the rubber. Comes set. The 2-2. Hit well into right field, but Fusey coming in makes the catch and tagging up a strong throw that'll be cut off as Gorski slides into third base. It's been some good base running in this inning for Matt Gorski as he was able to make it into second on a wild pitch and then tags up and speeds into third into scoring position on that fly out to right. 1 away for Jeremy Houston. Houston, a sac fly RBI his last time up and also a walk so far in his 2 plate appearances. Infield playing back up the middle. Pitch from Baldwin. Strike call in the outside corner. Alex Krupa on deck. Baldwin comes set. His pitch lined into center field, but coming in Dixon. He'll make the running catch. He throws it home as Gorski coming down the line slides in and scores the 2nd run of the ball game on a sacrifice fly. Once again to center field for Jeremy Houston. Gorski scores his 1st run of the ball game. Samford will take that right now, however, as that'll clear the bases with 2 outs for Alex Krupa, who is 1 for 3. Single in the 1st, a ground out in the 3rd, and a fly out to center his last time up. Joe's bunt, that is on 1 hop over to Garris as he'll throw to first base in time, as that'll end the inning for IU. However, a successful inning as they put up 1 run on the board. 1 run, 1 hit. No errors and nobody left on base. We're through 5.5. Samford clinging to the 3-2 lead on the Samford Sports Network.
Meet Pete and Paul, twins so much alike, friends call them Pete and repeat. But Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama treats them as individuals. Each gets a health insurance plan designed to meet his specific needs. One is a self-employed entrepreneur, the other working for a large company. After all, no two customers are alike, especially in Alabama. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama. We cover what matters. Find out how we can cover you.
The road to Omaha begins in Greenville, South Carolina. The Southern Conference Baseball Tournament comes to Fluor Field May 23rd through 28th. Enjoy some great college baseball with a trip to the NCAA's on the line in a city the New York Times calls one of the top places to go in 2017. Get your tickets to the tournament and book your rooms in that Greenville today. Experience the games. Explore the city.
Samford up 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Mulrine, Fusey, and Crockett due up as the Samford Bulldogs looking to improve to 500 on the season and also win their second home series and second overall series of the young 2017 regular season. Samford Bulldogs looking to journey back to what has been a familiar spot for them in postseason play on the baseball diamond, and that is the SoCon Championships. As they won a championship in 2012 and also made it back to the finals in 2014 and also 2015. So it's certainly almost become a tradition for the red, white, and blue of Samford U. Success on the baseball field, especially in postseason play. Samford softball won their first ever SoCon championship as well last season, regular season and tournament. And the basketball team looking also for their inaugural SoCon tournament championship. They just need 2 more wins to do so, as we'll focus our attention at the plate as Anthony Mulrine will foul off what's a 1-0. 1-1 the count, and a new pitcher for Indiana University. Cal Kruger making his first appearance of the weekend, coming in relief of Andrew Saul-Frank as the 1-1 strike call, 1-2. The line on Saul-Frank, 5 innings, 4 hits allowed, gave up 3 runs, 2 earned with a walk and 4 strikeouts. Tapper foul by Mulrine. Still looking for his first hit as he has a line out to center and a fly out to right field. Stephen Jones, by the way, today, 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 run. That was unearned with 5 walks and 3 strikeouts. The 1-2 into left center field. That will drop down for a base hit as Mulrine has his first hit of the afternoon, a leadoff single into left center field. Jordan Fusey also looking for his first hit. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly out to left field. Time to take a spin around the SoCon as far as our scores are concerned. George Washington leading VMI 6-1, bottom of the 4th inning. Pitch to Fusey, strike call. Number 22, St. John's defeated Western Carolina 9-1 in Greenville, North Carolina. Stretch and the pitch, swing and a miss for Fusey. 0-2. College of Charleston leading the Citadel 3-1, bottom of the 5th inning. ETSU with the touchdown lead 7-0 over FAMU, bottom of the 5th. Time called at home plate. UNCG 11, Maryland Eastern Shore 0, bottom of the 4th. Mercer trailing top of the 3rd, 1-0 against Austin P. As the 0-2 sweeps outside, 1-2. Wofford and USC Upstate will get underway at 3 o'clock Central. 2 o'clock Central in about 15 minutes for Furman and Presbyterian. The 1-2. Low, 2-2. Three to 2, Samford with the lead. What would be a big pickup as far as a series win for the red, white, and blue of Samford U if they can hold on. They've had the lead throughout this one. The 2-2. Hit foul left side. Samford softball has already picked up a win over UMass earlier today. And all eyes at 6:30 Central Time will be on Asheville, North Carolina, as the Samford men's basketball team looking to punch their ticket to the SoCon Championship game against ETSU. The 2-2 hit hard into center field, as stopping in his tracks will be Didelo, having to hurry back. His throw in is in time for the double play, as Mulrine too far off of the bag at first base. Gets doubled up on the double play. 8-3 on the scoring. Fusey out number 1 and Mulrine is out number 2. Mulrine just a little bit asleep that time on the base pass, and the center fielder Didelo made him pay for it by throwing him out from center field for the double play. Nobody on base now for Ryan Crockett, who's 1 for 2. Hit hard and high and deep to left field. Watch this one go bye-bye over the left field wall. Home run for Ryan Crockett. For Mr. Ryan Crockett, home run at number 1 and his first RBI of the season. Big hit for Samford University. I tell you, that makes that double play even bigger for Indiana, or else Samford would have an even bigger lead. Still up 4-2, however, thanks to that round tripper. Taylor Garris will step up to the plate. Hits it hard into left. That drops down for a base hit, as Garris will make the turn around first. 3 hits in the inning for Samford University. All 3 games now, certainly the first 2, is about this time of the game when Samford's offense has started to get on track, and maybe seeing Samford starting to figure out the pitching, albeit the first reliever coming out of the bullpen for Indiana and Kruger. But still, unlike the other games also, Samford looking to build on a lead, which they've had to come from behind in both of their previous games of the weekend. TJ Dixon, the elder of the Dixons on the squad, gets ahead in the count 1-0. Still looking to extend that 8-game hitting streak as Kruger comes set. Hit hard into left field, but that'll be playable for Krupa as he makes the catch to retire the side. Third out of the inning, however, Samford answers the run in the top of the 6th inning for Indiana. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're through 6, Samford 4, Indiana 2 on the Samford Sports Network.
Human beings can be hungry anytime they please. Maybe you messed up and didn't eat enough lunch. Perhaps dinner is very far away. It doesn't matter. Come to Arby's and solve your hunger problems with dollar sliders, cookies, small-sized fries, drinks, and shakes, each for $1 from 2 to 5 p.m., not a.m. Arby's, we have the meats.
pitcher of the afternoon coming on for Samford, as it'll be Tristan Weidra making his first appearance of the weekend. Weidra, the right-handed hurler for the red, white, and blue. Looking at some of his totals for Weidra, 1-1, fourth appearance, 3 2/3 innings thrown so far this year, has given up 3 hits, 2 runs, all unearned, with no walks and 5 strikeouts. Samford scored 3 runs in the bottom of the third inning. Then Indiana scored a single run in the fourth and the fifth inning, and Ryan Crockett hit a rocket shot down the left field line, similar to Kevin Williams Jr.'s walk-off homer as far as just how hard it was hit. But for Crockett, closer to the foul pole, as Crockett hit his first home run of the season a half inning ago. James Hardy with you, guiding you along for the rest of this weekend as far as the baseball diamond. Passing the baton off as far as the Samford Sports Network is concerned. It's Blake Gardner, about 4.5 hours away from having the sights and sounds of a big ball game up in the western mountains of North Carolina. Asheville, North Carolina, to be specific. Indiana will have Miller, Didelo, and Sowers to the plate. Grounder left side, just past the diving Garris into left field. Great effort that time by Taylor Garris as he almost came up, laying out full extension, going to his left, to his right, rather. Check that, it was to his left, but just wasn't able to get the ground ball in the 5-6 hole. So a single for Luke Miller. 1 for 4 for him today. Craig Didelo coming on. 1 for 3 with a double, a strikeout, and a foul out to Garris. Also, by the way, Sam Teague coming on defensively in right field for Jordan Fusey. So Casey Dunn playing to preserve a 2-run lead as Didelo almost gets hit with the fastball inside. Logan Sowers on deck. Infield looking for the double play as Brandon Fryman shading toward the second base bag. Weidra is 1-0. Inside curveball, 2-0. Didelo, the tall left-handed batter at the plate, standing in against the right-handed pitching Weidra. Pitch on the way. In there. 2-1. Didelo, a left-handed batter, 6'4", 194 pounds, out of Munster, Indiana. A third-team All-Big Ten selection last year. Pitch on the way, shows bunt, takes outside the throw down. It's a little bit wide at the first base bag, but a good little snag there by Austin Edens defensively. Didelo, the offensive MVP on the team for Indiana last year. Actually selected in the 34th round of the MLB draft by Pittsburgh, but did not take the offer. Pitch gets away on the 3-1 as that'll be ball 4. As making a wide turn, but taking a stop at second base will be Miller. So the tying run now at first base on the first walk of the day by Tristan Weidra. Casey Dunn will take a visit. In fact, kind of more than a trot for the Samford head coach. Already seen 3 pitchers, and I believe we'll take a look through the binoculars down the right field line here in a moment. I believe we've got some more activity beyond that right field wall for Samford University. And we certainly do. It appears Josh Rich is warming up in right field as the visit on the mound will come to a conclusion. Always good to get out to a good start, but we saw yesterday it's always important, even more important, to finish strong. And just as Samford finished with a strong conclusion in the ninth inning yesterday, got to come up and, in this case for the pitching and defense, preserve the lead. Logan Sowers has walked twice and singled, and he comes up as the possible go-ahead run. Weidra will deliver. Swing and a miss at the fastball. 0-1. Sowers, 6'4", 220 pounds, a junior out of Lafayette, Louisiana. Started in 44 games as a sophomore last year. Two runners on. Miller at second. Didolo at first base. Weidra about to come set. Still taking his time as he's getting the sign from Mulrine. The 0-1 on the way. Slides in there on the outside corner, 0-2. Ryan Feynman on deck. Have to be smart here if you're Tristan Weidra. Tying run at first base, nobody out. As the cliche goes, the best friend here, that ground ball. Weidra still taking his time, getting the sign. Time called as Sowers was prancing in that plate, waiting for Weidra to come to a decision on the sign. And instead, we'll have a conference for both Weidra and Mulrine. Sowers steps back in, the tall right-handed batter in his batting crouch. The 0-2 takes the slider outside, 1-2. Outfield straightaway. It's been overcast the entire ball game here in the Magic City. The lights have also been on at Jolie Griffin Field for the entirety of this one. 1-2 the count, no outs. Weidra comes set. His two-strike pitch on the way. Check swing for Sowers as he holds up on the curveball. 2-2. Sowers continuing to have the overview of his resume, a solid resume at that, all Big Ten freshman team selection in 2015. The 2-2. Hit hard down the left field line. That will hook foul into the Indiana bullpen. Slightly ahead of the two-strike pitch that time, as Tristan Weidra gets some relief that time. Certainly don't want to keep it up for Sowers because we've seen earlier in the series he has the home run power, and a home run could give Indiana their first lead. Weidra comes set. The 2-2. Hit hard left side. Fryman fields. Goes to Dixon, who will just tag the bag at second. And Coach Lamonis for Indiana is going to come out and argue this one. A bang-bang play. That's an athletic play by Troy Dixon as he possibly saved a run that time. As Miller advances to third, Didolo out in the 6-4 fielder's choice. And you might have heard also on the crowd mic that a handful of the Indiana folks that are here protesting that call as well. So Sowers reaches on the 6-4 fielder's choice. Preserves the double play and keeps the 2-run advantage for Samford as well. I'll tell you, depending how this inning is concerned, you might want to give a couple stars to Troy Dixon for that athletic play, for managing to keep that foot on the bag and making a somewhat grab of that wild throw from Fryman over at shortstop. Foul ball to the right side. As Fryman was not set as far as being able to make the throw. He was turning and then threw in one motion, and his throw was off the mark as far as the intended target. But Dixon bailed him out and made the grab and also kept a toe on the bag. It'll go as a routine out in the scorebook as the 0-1. Good stop in the dirt on the 0-1, 1-1. Still a possibility for the double play, however, as a runner at first, also a runner at third. Once again, the go-ahead run at the plate in Feynman. 0 for 3. A strikeout has grounded into a fielder's choice and has flied out. Lines one into left center field. That falls for a base hit. A run comes home to score as Williams Jr. will retrieve it into the infield. RBI single for Feynman. Miller scores from third to second base Sowers. It's now 4-3. Samford still with the lead, but hanging on as we're in the top of the 7th inning. 1 out, and the go-ahead run now on bases. We'll have time called as Casey Dunn will call for his new pitcher, as Tristan Weedra's afternoon will come to a short conclusion. So we'll take the timeout. 4-3, Samford with the lead. We'll tell you the new pitcher after this timeout on the Samford Sports Network.
By using cheaper ingredients, we've made a lower-cost pizza. Let's all celebrate with a slice.
I'm allergic to triangles, so...
I'm about to go swimming.
Oh, I just turned vegan.
I'm only kidding. I wouldn't make you eat that.
Just because it's cheaper doesn't mean it's better.
That's why all our pizzas are handmade with better ingredients.
Now get a 2-topping pan or large pizza made fresh, only $9.99. That's right, only $9.99.
We're more than a pizza company. We're a pizza family. Papa John's.
Wyatt Burns comes out of the bullpen to make his first appearance of the weekend. Tristan Weetra gives way as the Samford Bulldogs looking to hold on to a slim 1-run lead, 4-3, still in the top of the 7th inning. Wyatt Burns on the season has been the closer for the red, white, and blue of Samford U, and already has 3 saves on the season. His 5th appearance, 1.50 with the ERA in 6 innings pitched, has given up an earned run on 4 hits with no walks and 5 strikeouts. He'll inherit 2 runners on base, Feynman at first and Sowers the tying run at second. Top of the 7th, Indiana has scored a run now in 3 of their last 4 at-bats. Four runs, 7 hits, 1 error. 3 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors for Indiana. Ryan Crockett has a home run and an RBI today. Brandon Fryman also with an RBI. The only 2 RBIs for Samford today. A run is scored on a wild pitch and also on an error by IU. Matt Lloyd has reached base twice, scored a run, and is 0 for 1 with a ground out today. Pitch from Burns, grounded into the glove of Edens on a dive. He'll race to the bag and tag the first base bag in time. 2 away, but a productive out for Indiana as Sowers the tying run to third. Possible go-ahead run Feynman into scoring position, as this is a big moment for a young Matt Gorski coming up to the plate, who's making his debut start for Indiana and has an opportunity to make a big impact in this ball game. A hit would most likely give Indiana their first lead of the ball game. Gorski already with a hit in his last at bat. Infield playing back with 2 outs. Burns comes set, and the pitch on the way is taken outside, 1-0. Gorski has a sacrifice and also has reached on an error at second base. Burns comes set, and the pitch on the way, swung on and missed, 1-1. Outfield straight away. Stretch for Burns and his 1-1. Tapped slowly to the left side. Garris fields, throws in time for the third out of the inning as Wyatt Burns comes on and preserves the lead going into the stretch. So for IU, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left in scoring position. The Hoosiers have left 10 on base through their 7 at-bats. We go to the stretch. Samford 4, Indiana 3 on the Samford Sports Network.
We are the Southern Conference.
And it's on us to stop sexual assault on our college campuses.
To get in the way before it happens.
To get a teammate or friend home safe.
To not blame the victim.
We are the Southern Conference.
And it's on us to look out for each other on our campuses.
To not turn a blind eye.
To intervene when something isn't right.
We are the Southern Conference.
And it's on us to stand up.
To step in.
To take responsibility.
We are the Southern Conference, and we take the pledge to stop sexual assault.
It's on us, all of us, to make a difference on our campuses.
Join us and take the pledge to be a part of the solution at itsonus.org.
May come down to a play late. We're going down the final few innings of this one. Bottom of the 7th inning, Samford holding on to a 4-3 lead. The winner of this game wins the series, as Indiana won Friday, but Samford in dramatic fashion won yesterday. And trying to hold on as Wyatt Burns came on to shut the door on Indiana's try to tie or take the lead. James Hardy with you. Another relief pitcher coming out, a new reliever for IU, wearing their crimson tops for this rubber match today. Kruger exits, 1 inning pitched, gave up 3 hits, 1 run. That was earned with no walks and no strikeouts. Luke Stevenson, the senior from Indianapolis, Indiana, and a transfer from Vandy, comes out 6'2", 195 pounds, the right-handed reliever. This is his second appearance, 2/3 of an inning so far. Has not given up a hit or a run, but has walked a batter. As Samford will have Fryman, Williams, and Edens due up. One and 0 the count. Strike call, 1-1. Brandon Fryman, the son of veteran major leaguer Travis Fryman, played for the Detroit Tigers and Cleveland Indians of the AL. Bouncer left side foul. Got quite a few athletic families on the Samford squad this year. In addition to Fryman, Kevin Williams Jr., the son of former NFL wide receiver Kevin Williams, and Jordan Fusey's dad also played some baseball and basketball in the 70s at Auburn University. The 1-2 is high, 2-2. Of course, Kevin Williams, part of that mid-90s run of Super Bowl championships for the Dallas Cowboys that's had Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, among others. The 2-2. Foul ball to the right side. I tell you, I've been impressed with what I've seen, especially from the duo of Fryman and Williams that are playing in their first seasons here at Samford University. Williams Jr. already with 5 home runs. Certainly enjoyed his walk-off blast yesterday. He's on deck. The 2-2. Swung on and missed at the fastball. Strike 3. Fryman goes down. He's 0 for 4 today. Kevin Williams Jr. still looking for his first hit as he struck out twice and lined out to center.
Your Bulldog left fielder, number 1, Kevin Williams Jr.
Keep in mind coming down the home stretch that we saw yesterday the dramatic play, and may come down to a lot of little plays and just simple execution for one of these two teams. Williams lines one hard into the Samford dugout first base side. Nobody on base, bottom of the 7th inning. We're a little over 2 hours old in this one as we started at noon Central Time. Grounder through the middle for a base hit for Kevin Williams Jr. as he gets his first hit of the afternoon. 1 for 4. Austin Edens to the plate. Edens, Baton Rouge native, has reached base twice. A single and also a walk. And also a fly out to right his first time up back in the 2nd inning.
Your Bulldog first baseman, number 33, Austin Edens.
Three runs for Samford in the 3rd, 1 in the 6th inning. So far, they're scoring. Looking for more with Williams over at first base. The pitch on the way. Curveball low. 1-0. Troy Dixon is on deck. The 3rd pitcher of the day, Stevenson, out on the mound for Indiana as he comes set. And misses with the fastball low. 2-0. Bottom of the 7th. Samford has led since the 3rd inning when they took a 3-0 lead. Stretch for Stevenson. Grounder foul past the third base coach's box, 2-1. Both Indiana and Samford will have a midweek game on Tuesday. Samford with 2 midweek games this week, both against Alabama State. Samford will play here at Jolie Griffin Field at 6 o'clock Tuesday before going down to Montgomery on Wednesday. We'll have time called as Stevenson steps off the rubber. Indiana will close out their 12-game road stretch at Evansville Tuesday. Line drive into center, that will fall in front of Didolo for a base hit as Austin Edens starting to turn it around with back-to-back hits. 4th hit of the weekend for the veteran slugger for the red, white, and blue of Samford U. Troy Dixon has a single, a hit by pitch, and a line out to right on his day today. Close game certainly would not discount some insurance runs as well, as Feynman gives out his instructions defensively for the infield. 1 out, 2 on base in a 4-3 contest led by the home-standing Samford Bulldogs. As to the plate, Troy Dixon from the left side, as he'll take the fastball outside corner, 0-1. On deck, Anthony Mulrine. Outfield straightaway. Playing at the edge of the grass is Miller over at third. Everywhere else playing back on the infield. Stretch in the pitch. That will graze once again Dixon, as he'll load the bases with Williams going to third, Edens to second, and Troy Dixon getting hit by a pitch. Hasn't been contacted a lot in either one of those hit by pitches, but good enough to reach base. As Anthony Mulrine comes up with a huge opportunity to put a crooked number on the board. Matt Gorski had an opportunity to tie or give Indiana the lead in the top of the 7th inning, but grounded out to third in his last at-bat. In fact, Indiana's last at-bat as well. As Mulrine will get beamed in the helmet, and he'll drive home a run as he takes one for the team. But Samford will take it in this instance as the fastball grazes the helmet. Thankfully, he's okay and was certainly able to get out of the way of that one, as that'll be a second straight hit by pitch. Williams to score. Edens to third. Troy Dixon to second base. That's an RBI. And the first one of the day for Mulrine, as we'll have time called as Coach Lamonis for Indiana will come out, and I would presume will make a pitching change. No official indication yet on the mound, and now we will indeed have a pitching change. Let's take the timeout. 5-3, Samford with the lead, 1 out, bottom of the 7th inning. New pitcher for IU after this on the Samford Sports Network.
At Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers, we believe in service.
Maintenance service, tire service, repair service,
and most importantly, customer service.
We believe in treating our customers with respect and integrity while offering all the services you need for your car.
Most of all, at Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers,
we believe in keeping cars on the road, keeping families safe,
and keeping you coming back whenever the need arises.
New pitcher for Indiana University. It will be the southpaw, 6'3", 179 pounds, a junior. Out of Lake Zurich, Illinois, Austin Foote will make his first appearance of the weekend. First appearance from the weekend inherits a bases-loaded situation. Foote, his third appearance of the season, has given up 1 hit in 2 scoreless innings, has allowed 1 walk and struck out 1. Opposing batters with a 143 average, in important situation for Indiana because this could get out of hand if Samford can capitalize on this bases-loaded situation. So Sam Teague comes up for one of his biggest at-bats in a Samford uniform in his red, white, and blue of Samford U career. Sam Teague replaced Jordan Fusey in right field about an inning ago. Batting from the left side as he has the bases loaded. Pitch, curveball, outside. Jordan Fusey 0 for 3 today. Sam Teague playing in right field, as he'll step back in with a 1-0 count. Foote comes set, pitch on the way. Curveball in there down the middle, 1-1. Sam Teague, his 6th at bat of the season, his 8th game that he's appeared in this year. Still looking for his first hit. A big one if he can get one here, rather, as the 1-1 hit high into center field. Could get a run home as Didolo comes in, makes the catch. Edens will hold up at third as the bases will still be loaded, 2 away. Ryan Crockett, so far with his best game of the season, 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and his first home run of the season an inning ago. In fact, Crockett took the first pitch and just absolutely tattooed it down the left field line. We'll even take a single here as runners will go on contact with the bases loaded. Edens at third, Troy Dixon at second, and Mulrine over at first base. Infield back at all positions. Stretch for Foot. Curveball in there. 0-1. Five to 3, Samford with the lead. 5-9-1 for the Bulldogs. 3-7-2 for the Hoosiers. Stretch. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on a home run cut for Crockett, 0-2. Taylor Garris is on deck. The duo Crockett and Garris have alternated at third base defensively this season, both getting starts at the plate today. 0-2 the count. Pitch. Hit foul right side toward the Pete Hanna center and out of play. With the run scored this inning, Samford has scored in their last 2 at-bats. 0-2 the count. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch that time as Foot pulls the string and gets the strikeout of Crockett to end the inning. That's a good relief appearance and a clutch relief appearance for Foot as he gets a fly out of Teague and a strikeout of Crockett to end the inning. But a run does score. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and the bases left loaded. Samford has left 9 on base through their 7 at-bats. 5-3 Samford through 7 on the Samford Sports Network. Five to 3, Samford with the lead. A cool day at the ballpark as the Samford Bulldogs looking for the series win. As Wyatt Burns remains out in the ball game trying to close this one out. Going for what would be a 2-inning plus save as we're in the top of the 8th inning. The Samford closer out to try and preserve the lead. So it's time to flip the scorecard over here in the press box as Tony Butler leads off. 1 for 3 with a pair of flyouts to right and a single as he'll take first pitch, strike 1 call. Wyatt Burns came on and got the final 2 outs of the 7th inning after runners were in scoring position. In fact, stranded 2 in scoring position in the 7th inning. Bouncer to the left side for Fryman. Fields, throws on the run, got him at first base. 1 away. So Tony Butler now 1 for 4. bottom of the order for Jeremy Houston, who still looking for his first official at bat. A walk and a pair of sac flies to T.J. Dixon in center field. Certainly has been a productive weekend as well for Jeremy Houston, who has 4 RBIs on the weekend from the number 9 slot. Burns delivers a bunt left side. Garris, bare hands, throws wide at first. Down the right field line is Houston. Will get into second base. And that'll be an E5 on the errant throw. That was a good bare hand field, an accurate throw. I think would have gotten Houston at first base. But the throw looked as if it was a little rushed as well. As the tying run comes to the plate, runner in scoring position is Houston to second base. Alex Krupa to the plate.
The left fielder, Alex Krupa.
Krupa had a great at-bat to begin the ball game. Worked Stephen Jones into double-digit pitches before having a leadoff single. Fly ball to right field, playable for Sam Teague coming in, makes the catch. Houston will have to hold up at second with a strong throw in from the outfield and right. So Krupa now 1 for 5 as he's been put out 4 straight times, 2 away for Luke Miller. So with that out now, any runs that score for Indiana would be unearned toward Wyatt Burns, as Wyatt trying to close out the inning here. 2 away, a runner at second base for Luke Miller, who is 1 for 4. A single, a run scored, has struck out, grounded out to short, and flied out to right. Stretch, and the pitch on the way. First pitch, strike call. 0-1. Luke Miller, the right-handed batter, looking to keep the inning going. Indiana also looking for what would be their first series win of the season. 1-1 is the 0-1, a tad below the knees. Indiana split their first 2 weekends of this young season. The 1-1, swing and a miss as Miller tried to pull the outside pitch on the slider from Wyatt Burns, 1-2 the count. Indiana split 4 games in surprise Arizona 2 weeks ago, and then won a game, lost a game, and tied a game at FAU last weekend. Time called. And so far have split the 2 games here in Birmingham this weekend. Also add in a midweek loss to Cincinnati on Wednesday. The 1-2 on the way. Bouncer foul left side. A 12-game road trip to open the regular season for Indiana. Looking to get back into NCAA regional play after just missing out last season. 1-2, 2 outs, 5-3 Samford leading the pitch, fouled back to the plate. Indiana needs this series as well because it could factor in if the Hoosiers are in position for an at-large bid. Now, you're talking RPI-wise, as well as also getting an additional road win on the resume. 1-2 the count, the pitch. Slides outside, 2-2. And then for a young Samford team, you're talking about building some confidence and getting a huge win against the Big Ten team today and also for the series and building some momentum for the rest of the season. The 2-2. Inside fastball, 3-2. First base is open, but Craig Didolo, who has already doubled today, is on deck. Top of the 8th inning, 2-run lead for the red, white, and blue of Samford U. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 call. as it will be Miller striking out for the second time today. First strikeout for Mr. Wyatt Burns as he strands a runner in scoring position. No runs, no hits, an error, and a runner left on base. A lot of runners have been left in scoring position for the Crimson and Cream of IU as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Samford 5, Indiana 3 on the Samford Sports Network.
General Shale makes your great outdoors even better with big savings on its outdoor living collection. Everything you need to create your own backyard fire pit, outdoor fireplace, General Shale delivers to your home and can recommend a contractor. Or offers easy-to-follow instructions to do it yourself. Save money now on backyard fun with General Shale's complete outdoor living collection. Hurry, your great outdoors is waiting for you.
These are the student athletes. This is where they train. These are their homes. This is where they become Rhodes Scholars and academic All-Americans. These are the athletes they've always admired. This is where champions are crowned and moments are made. This is the Southern Conference.
Good job by Wyatt Burns of putting the goose egg on the board for Samford in the top of the 8th inning as the Bulldogs come to bat. Bottom of the 8th inning, Garris, and then the top of the order, TJ Dixon and Brandon Fryman. We've seen a host of relievers come out of the bullpen for both teams as Foote comes back on for the 8th inning and just misses his first pitch to Taylor Garris, who has sacrificed and scored a run and singled twice. Infield playing back at all positions for IU. Change-up, strike, call, 1-1. In the SoCon, Mercer and Austin P knotted up at 3, bottom of the 4th. ETSU leading now 9-0 at FAMU, top of the 7th. Shallow pop-up slices out of play right side and foul. George Washington holding on to a 6-5 lead, still bottom of the 5th inning. Top of the 6th, UNCG exploding to a 16-0 lead over Maryland Eastern Shore. College of Charleston leading 3-1 over the Citadel. The 1-2. Line softly into the glove, third base side for Miller. 1 away. Top of the order in TJ Dixon still has an opportunity to extend on an 8-game hitting streak as he has only failed once to get at least one hit in a game this season, and that was the season opener 2 weeks ago against UNC Asheville. Dixon, with a sacrifice, has scored a run and is also 0 for 3 with a strikeout, a fly out, and a line out. First pitch strike outside corner. St. John's, number 22 in America, took care of Western Carolina earlier today. 9-1 the score in that one. Nobody on base. Pitch. Line slicing down the left field line. Long run as the catch made in foul territory by Krupa for Indiana for the second out of the inning. So it appears that the hitting streak will come to an end for TJ Dixon at 8 games, as there are now 2 outs, nobody on base, with the Bulldogs up 5-3. Brandon Fryman trying to extend a hitting streak of his own as well, a 4-game hitting streak, as he has an RBI ground out and otherwise a ground out to short, a fly out to right, and a strikeout. Takes a curveball outside. 0-1. 2 away. Outfield playing straight away. Stretch for Foote. His pitch. Sails high and away. 2-0. Looking ahead to the Hoosiers' 9th, they'll have the heart of their order due up. Didelo will lead off in the top of the 9th inning for the Hoosiers. Pitch on the way from Foot. Fastball outside. 3-0. Stretch and the pitch. That's in there for strike one. Fryman tried to take the early trip to first base and wasn't quite able to do so. The 3-1. Line hard into the gap, and that will fall into right center field for a base hit as Fryman makes the turn around first base, but will stay there with a 2-out single. Kevin Williams Jr. to the plate. 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored his last time up. Samford has left 9 on base today. Indiana 11 on base today, and that has made also a big difference in a 2-run lead for the Bulldogs. Pitch to Williams. Strike call, 0-1. Five runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors for Samford. 3-7-2 for IU. Pitch, low on the off-speed pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Foot comes set. Pitches, swing and a miss. Change up that time, 1-2. Three multi-hit days today for Samford throughout the batting order. Crockett, Garrison, Edens with multiple hits today. The 1-2. Good eye by Williams as he'll take in the dirt. 2-2. Although it be less dramatic, certainly would not mind another home run bomb from the young man at the plate, Kevin Williams Jr., already with 5 dingers on the year. Stretch coming up for Foot and the pitch. Lined foul as it was hit hard, but a little bit ahead at that off-speed pitch for Kevin Williams Jr. I tell you, you're a legitimate player no matter who you play for if you're able to hit 2 runs off a Florida State pitcher on a weekend in a single game. That's what Kevin Williams Jr. did in the series opener last week. 2-2 the count. The pitch. Tapped back to the mound as Foot will race over and then underhand on the toss to first in time. That'll do it for the red, white, and blue of Samford U in the 8th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left on base. Indiana needs 2 to tie and 3 to take the lead as we go to the 9th inning. Wyatt Burns will try and close it out for the Samford Bulldogs and win the series as your Bulldogs leading 5-3 on the Samford Sports Network.
If you're entering a Division I college or university on or after August 1st of 2016, there are some new academic requirements you need to know.
First, you have to graduate high school within 4 consecutive years from the start of 9th grade, and in those 4 years, you have to pass 16 core courses.
Next, your 16 core courses must be taken in a specific area of study at a specific time during high school.
Your 16 core courses will determine your core GPA, which must be 2.3 or higher to be eligible to practice, compete, or receive an athletic scholarship during your freshman year in college.
10 of those 16 have to be taken before your 7th semester. Those 10 courses are locked in, meaning you can't retake them to improve your GPA.
You must also earn a combined ACT and SAT score that matches your core course GPA on the Division I sliding scale.
It's important to build a team that you can depend on for guidance and support. So go talk to your guidance counselor and ask them to join your team.
We all were in your shoes just a few years ago, so we know what it takes to become a Division I student athlete.
But more importantly, we know what it means to make our dreams become a reality. You can too.
Top of the ninth inning as Samford has the opportunity to close it out with what would be a huge series win over the Big Ten's Indiana Hoosiers. As hopefully one more time we'll just flip the lineup card over. Dedalo, Sowers, and Feynman due up against Wyatt Burns, the closer for Samford, who's looking for a 2+ inning save today. As he came on with 2 runners on in the 7th inning, got the final 2 outs of the inning, and was able to also hold the Hoosiers scoreless in the 8th. Foul tip at the plate by Dedalo. 0-1. For the Hoosiers center fielder, a double in the 3rd, fouled out to 3rd in the 1st, struck out in the 5th, and walked his last time up. Bounces it right side, slow roller for Edens right at the bag as he'll step on first for the first out of the inning. Other than a couple of defensive miscues, it's been a solid game so far for Samford as they haven't really done too much to beat themselves. Also a contributing reason to why Indiana won the first game. No errors and really didn't do a lot to beat themselves as well. And in the 3rd inning, it took a couple of mistakes as well for Samford to take advantage and build on a 3-run lead as a swing and a miss for Sowers, 0-1. Be a good win and a good series win for a young squad. Going into the midweek, would face Alabama State a couple of times, and then Eastern Illinois here next weekend. Swing and a miss, 0-2. A simple objective here, and Wyatt Burns familiar with it, and that's finishing, and finishing strong. That's what Samford's trying to do, and put a red, white, and blue bow on this weekend. The 0-2. Foul ball to the right side and out of play. Ten hits today, 11 hits yesterday in Game 2's win over Indiana for Samford. Stretch for Burns, the 2-strike pitch. Foul ball, right side. Long run for Austin Edens as he'll try and measure the retaining wall, and it goes out of play. Trying to think who it was yesterday. It was Matt Lloyd that measured the wall and actually reached into the stands, into the lawn chairs, and made the grab to end an inning in yesterday's game. I think that was in like the 6th or 7th inning yesterday as well. The 0-2. Foul ball right side. I mentioned about Samford basketball with their semifinal round tournament game. In about 45 minutes, the Gulf South Conference will crown their tournament champion between UAH or Valdosta State over at the Pete Hanna Center. The 0-2 slides outside. Got a couple of solid basketball programs that'll be playing inside the halls of the Pete Hanna Center. The 1-2. Low, 2-2. Wyatt Burns looking to retire the tall right-handed batter Logan Sowers. Good at bat for Sowers as he has worked from an 0-2 deficit and has worked the count full 3-2. Stretch in the pitch. Foul ball to the right side. Pitch number 9 coming up in this at-bat for Wyatt Burns. Infield playing back at all positions. Austin Edens playing about 15 feet off the line at first. The 3-2. Bouncer left side, foul. Not quite what, at least at third, you would consider a no doubles defense. Although Garris playing closer to the line over at third. I'm not going to characterize it as the baseball definition of the prevent defense on the football field, but Samford not looking to give up a big play here, mind you, in the ninth. One out, the 3-2. Called. Strike three, outside corner. Good command that time on the two-strike pitch from Wyatt Burns as he gets the strikeout. Second out of the bullpen for Mr. Wyatt Burns, and he's 1 out away from giving the red, white, and blue a series win. Ryan Feynman looking to keep the game going for Indiana. Has flied out to left, bounced into a fielder's choice, struck out, and also hit an RBI single in the 7th as he takes strike one. We'll take a look at scores from around the conference, as well as put a wrap on the weekend, hopefully with that red, white, and blue bow. The 0-1 taken high, 1-1. I talked to one of the parents yesterday, and I can tell you it's one of the first things I learned early on in this profession. It always makes the broadcast better when your team gets the W. The 1-1 is low and in, 2-1. And especially when your team is on the road. I know you're watching, Blake, and take notes on that, as I'm sure you have already found out about that this season. The 2-1, swing and a miss, Indiana down to their final strike. 2 away, nobody on base. The red, white, and blue of Samford U up 2. Wyatt Burns looking to shut the door on the Hoosiers. The 2-2. Strike 3, swing and a miss as the red, white, and blue flies high for the second straight day with a series win over the Indiana Hoosiers. So the Bulldogs finish off the weekend winning the series. An excited red, white, and blue of Samford U giving some congratulatory handshakes out at the mound. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Your final score, the red, white, and blue of Samford U 5 and Indiana 3. We'll take the time out and wrap this one up after this.
We are the Southern Conference.
And it's on us to stop sexual assault on our college campuses.
To get in the way before it happens.
To get a teammate or friend home safe.
To not blame the victim.
We are the Southern Conference.
And it's on us to look out for each other on our campuses.
To not turn a blind eye.
To intervene when something isn't right.
We are the Southern Conference.
And it's on us to stand up.
To step in.
To take responsibility.
We are the Southern Conference, and we take the pledge to stop sexual assault.
It's on us, all of us, to make a difference on our campuses.
Join us and take the pledge to be a part of the solution at itsonus.org.
Old Glory flying high beyond the center field wall in the center field batter's eye. And it's a red, white, and blue type of day here on the campus of Samford University as the Bulldogs finish out the series with a 5-3 win over Indiana to claim the series win. James Hardy with you, filling in for one Blake Gardner, who's up in Asheville, North Carolina, ready for a big semifinal round SoCon tournament game for the red, white, and blue of Samford U and Scott Padgett's squad on the men's basketball floor against ETSU, a 3-7 seed as far as that tournament matchup is concerned. But it's time to go ahead and put a bow on this one, though, by recapping some of our final totals for today. 5 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for Samford, and 10 left on base. 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, and what has to look like a sore thumb on that line for the Hoosiers, 11 left on base. First off, for Samford individually. Pitching-wise, Stephen Jones gets the start and picks up the win. 5 innings as he qualified for the win. 5 innings, 4 hits allowed, just 1 run that was unearned with 5 walks and 3 strikeouts. and 104 pitches as Stephen Jones improves to 1-1. Baldwin out of the bullpen, 1 inning, gave up 1 hit and 1 run with no walks and no strikeouts in 10 pitches. Tristan Wiedra came on for a third of an inning, gave up 2 hits with a run that was earned with 1 walk and no strikeouts in 15 pitches. And Wyatt Burns in an efficient 34-pitch outing, 2 2/3 of scoreless and hitless ball, no walks and 3 strikeouts to dominate Indiana going down the stretch. Offensively, solid team effort for Samford from the plate. Austin Edens was 2 for 3. Ryan Crockett 2 for 4 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. Taylor Garris 2 for 4 with a run scored. At the top of the order, T.J. Dixon saw his 8-game hitting streak come to an end, 0 for 5 with a run scored. Brandon Fryman was 1 for 5 with an RBI. Kevin Williams Jr. 1 for 5 with a run scored. And Sam Teague and Jordan Fusey each were hitless in today's game. Across the diamond for Indiana, pitching-wise, Saul Frank with his first loss as he went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned with a walk and 4 strikeouts. Out of the bullpen, Kruger, 1 run in 1 inning of relief, 3 hits allowed. The run was earned with no walks and no strikeouts. Stevenson for a third of an inning, gave up 2 hits with 1 run that was earned, no walks and a strikeout. And for Austin Foote, 1 2/3 of solid relief. No runs allowed with 1 hit given up, no walks and a strikeout in 24 pitches. From the plate, Krupa 1 for 5. Miller 1 for 5 with a run scored. Didolo 1 for 4. Sowers 1 for 3. Feynman was 1 for 5 with an RBI. Lloyd 0 for 2 with a run scored. Gorski 1 for 3. with a run scored. Butler 1 for 4, and then Houston 0 for 1 with 2 sac flies and 2 RBIs. Home run in the game today for either team. It was Ryan Crockett with his first home run of the season. The winner today, Stephen Jones, as he improves to 1-1. Andrew Saulfrank falls to 0-1 with the loss, and Wyatt Burns comes on for a 2 2/3 inning save with his 4th save of the 2017 campaign. Time of the ball game, a solid 2 hours and 48 minutes. 345 fans in attendance as the Samford Bulldogs get the W, improved to 5-5. Even their overall record on the season, and the Hoosiers fall to 4-6-1 as they'll travel back home. And we'll have one more road game left against Evansville Tuesday, 6 o'clock Central Time, the start time for that one. And for years, red, white, and blue of Samford U. They'll stay home and face Alabama State 6 o'clock. The first pitch, and Blake Gardner expected to have the broadcast of that one, as he'll be on the air at 5:55 for Tuesday's broadcast here on YouTube. Before we go, looking at some SoCon scores from around the conference in baseball. St. John's over Western Carolina in the LeClaire Classic in Greenville, North Carolina. St. John's over WCU 9-1. Top of the 6th inning, VMI trailing George Washington 6-5. Now that's just been updated as VMI has a 10-7 lead over George Washington. UNCG with a 17-0 lead against Maryland Eastern Shore top the 7th. College of Charleston leading 3-1 over the Citadel, 9-0. ETSU with the advantage over FAMU, bottom of the 7th inning. Austin P looking to win the series over Mercer has a 6-5 lead top of the 5th inning in Clarksville, Tennessee. First pitch invitational in Greenville, South Carolina. Furman leading Presbyterian 2-1, bottom of the 2nd inning. And Spartanburg, South Carolina for the USC Upstate Wofford Tournament. Wofford playing USC Upstate as they'll get first pitch underway shortly in about 5 minutes from the upstate of South Carolina. Samford softball with a good day today as they close out the weekend defeating UMass.